My name is Lev Nikitich Ivanov. For 30 years, I was a loyal servant of the Union. I was a man of the law, but the law is a fragile thing when it meets the silence of the mountains. They told the world it was an unknown force of nature, a tragedy of snow and wind. I signed that paper. I looked into the eyes of the mothers, and I lied. But the mountains don't forget, and neither do the files I was ordered to burn. February 1959. I was a young prosecutor then, ambitious and cold. I received a direct state assignment, lead the search for 9 missing hikers who had vanished into the Ural wilderness. I thought I was looking for a simple accident. I was wrong. We arrived at the slopes of Kolat-Tsiako, the dead mountain. When we found the tent, it was silent, too silent.
9 experienced hikers gone. But it was the tent that froze my blood. It was slashed from the inside, ripped open by knives in a blind frenzy. They didn't even use the zipper. They panicked. They were so desperate to get out, so terrified of whatever was inside that tent with them, that they forgot the cold would kill them faster than any nightmare.
The chaos had ended. Our grim task of cataloging the dead had begun. We were no longer rescuers.
Just have to wait it out, comrade.
We were witnesses to a crime scene that defied every law of nature.
I saw things that biology cannot explain. Several bodies were found. Cause of death, hypothermia. Others had severe internal injuries, crushed ribs, fractured skulls. Force level, comparable to a high-impact collision, but no external wound. High levels of radiation were detected on their clothing, in the middle of a mountain. This makes no sense. Only a secret remains.
But it also raises a question. Why would experienced hikers abandon their shelter in the middle of a snowstorm, without equipment, without proper clothing? This is not standard behavior.
Something's out there. Did you hear that?
We thought we found them all. We were wrong. 4 were missing until the spring thaw revealed the true horror. By March, the snow began to retreat, revealing what the winter tried to hide. We found the last 4 buried 4 meters deep in a ravine near a makeshift den of cedar branches. They were wearing the clothes of the dead, scraps of fabric cut from their friends' frozen bodies just to stay warm for 1 more hour. It wasn't just a tragedy anymore. It was a struggle for survival against something that didn't leave any footprints. If they didn't leave the tent by choice, then something made them leave. And whatever that was, it was more dangerous than freezing to death. This is not just exposure. This is not just weather. Something strong enough to override survival instinct. If this was an accident, there would be consistency. If this was natural, there would be patterns. There are none, only fragments. I searched for footprints, but I found whispers instead. The Manzi tribesmen, those who knew the mountain for centuries, they spoke of golden orbs dancing in the midnight sky. They called it a warning. I called it a lead. At the same time, miles away, other military units reported the same thing. Brilliant, pulsating spheres hovering over the Urals. These weren't stars. These weren't planes. The reports were filed, and then they were vanished by the KGB. In those days, the Urals were more than just mountains. They were a laboratory for the Cold War. Secret cities, hidden bunkers, and the testing of the R-7, the Union's most powerful rocket. Some say a parachute mine exploded over the hikers, creating a pressure wave that crushed their bones without leaving a single bruise. The orders came down from the Sverdlovsk office within minutes. Total radio silence scrambled the logs. They didn't just hide the files, they liquidated the entire truth. I saw the boxes being carried away in the middle of the night. No labels, no signatures, just ghosts moving papers. They left us with case closed. I was summoned to Sverdlovsk office, not for a promotion, but for a warning. They gave me a pen, not to write the truth, but to cross it out. A force of nature, that was the official lie. Anyone who said otherwise simply ceased to exist. I carried that stone in my heart for 30 years. I watched the union I served crumble and fade, but the images of those 9 kids, they never aged. They stayed forever young in the snow, while I grew old in the shadows. They called me a prosecutor, a man of the law, but for 3 decades I was just a guardian of a lie. Now the walls are down, the files are open, and my time is running out. I owe them this. I owe the mothers the truth, even if the truth is something the world isn't ready to believe.